Welcome to Inside City Hall. I'm your host, Mayor Daryl Seymour, and today I've got Rick Austin, Public Works Department. Rick, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing? Great.
Good, good.
You know, we're going off site today. We're out here at this big rodeo. Now, we don't have any horses and cows, but we got a bunch of equipment.
We got a bunch of city-owned equipment out here that just...
So this is our third annual rodeo that we have, and it's kind of where we pit our skills against other communities and things that we do. Tell me how many other communities are involved here today?
Well, we have several different communities. This year, for the first year, Apache County showed up. We got quite a few from there. We have Navajo County. They've shown up every year for the last 3 years. We've got Taylor, and I believe Snowflake showed up. Holbrook Navajo County from Holbrook. We just got a good camaraderie of people here.
Oh, that's great. So an equipment rodeo, Rick, tell us a little bit about what is the whole concept behind an equipment rodeo. I mean, we go to rodeos, we have horses, we have cows, or we go to bike rodeos, we see that, but a city equipment rodeo.
City equipment rodeo gets, everybody together, number one. Gets us to understand our neighbors and, know who they are. Right. Number two, it's to test their skills. See how well our training is. See how each person can do better. And our equipment, as you know, you're very generous in taking care of us at the Public Works Department. We have some of the best equipment here, and that's the reason why we use our equipment.
That's fantastic. So in a little while, we'll go out actually to the scene. We'll show you what the different contests they're doing today, timed events through different maneuvers they're trying to do in practice, and it's us against them. It's a timed event. We're not trying to show anybody up. We're just trying to have a good day. We got great sponsors this year. The sponsors have come out and really supported this program, and this is our third annual one that we've done.
Third annual one. Yes.
Which one of your employees is kind of over this, has kind of pushed it along?
Ryan Hall and his crew has really pushed this along. He's done a super job. I came to work 3 years ago. We had 6 sponsors. We have over 22 sponsors now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And Ryan's done all the footwork and just made sure this is a success.
Well, great job, Ryan. We appreciate that. That's what we love to hear. So, just these are the list of some of the sponsors that we have. We really appreciate them being involved in the community and making it a great part. But Rick, thanks so much. We appreciate what you do in Public Works. Fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
All right, now we're going to go out and just kind of look at the different obstacles that they're working on and give you a first-hand look of some of our equipment and the skills of some of these people. I mean, it's fantastic, some of the skill work that they do, and I think we'll be able to show that to you.
Here behind us in this one, we got the little Mini X. The object of this event, the operator's got to take the softballs off the cones and swing around clockwise and put them in the red bucket back there. And this is a timed event. Over here, this is a backhoe challenge with golf balls. They have a little spoon on the end of the teeth of the bucket. They have to pick up golf balls, and we have a little target there, and they have to drop the golf balls in the target. It adds up all their points.
19. Yeah!
And that backhoe over there is our skills test. That there, they have to swing a bucket over, place it on a cone with a ball, and then go underneath that little contraption without knocking the softballs off, and then move a tire. Each event will help the operator with their finesse with the controls and just helps them become better operators. So each one of these events, they're all timed, and we have, the judges have time sheets, and we collect them at the end. We'll go through and average all the times up, and that way we know who won first place. First place is going to get a plaque and a $25 gift card donated to us by the Sholo Pep Squad. So then we'll average them out, and we've come up with an all-around. The all-around is going to get a $250 Sportsman's gift card donated to us by United Reynolds. And then for each event these guys do, they get a ticket, and they get to put it in for a raffle. And at the end, we've got a whole bunch of door prizes to raffle off. Gift cards, tool sets donated from ACE, gift cards from Western Grade, Perkins Cinders, Sportsman's Warehouse has helped donate. So after each event, they get a ticket, we put it in, and that's the stuff we're gonna be raffling off for door prizes.
Thanks for joining us today here at the Equipment Rodeo. We've really had a great opportunity to kind of showcase some of the city's equipment. Please join us for our next segment on City Hall. We'll be right back with you on that segment. Thank you. Welcome back to Inside City Hall. We're back in the studio with two students from the Sholo High School, Kirsten Adams, the student body president, and Connor Adderson, the junior class president. Welcome, Kirsten.
Thank you.
Connor, great to have you guys. You know, we recently had you come in and shadow the city council as well as different people working around the city. How was that day for both of you? Connor, let you go first.
It was really good. I was actually the one that was taking pictures throughout the day, so I didn't really stay with one person the whole time, but I did learn a lot, you know, going around and seeing all the different things instead of just one.
Yeah. Now, this is your first year of being junior class president, because first year being junior. Have you held any other office in a school, going through school at all?
No, this is my first year in student council.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Kirsten, what did you learn that day?
Well, we got a lot of positive feedback, and I think the main thing for me was I always see the city trucks driving around and just city workers that standing around, and I don't really know what they're doing. And so it was kind of cool to see what they're actually doing on the side of the road, or what the police station, the new police station looks like. I got to see that too, and so it was really cool to see the behind the scenes of how everything works in the city and stuff like that.
Okay. Now, as your student body president, did you run for any other offices while you was in school?
Yeah, my sophomore year is when I first got into student council. I ran for president and I won. And then my junior year, I was class president just like Connor, and then I'm student body president now.
Awesome, awesome. What do you want to do after high school?
That is a really good question. I'm working at a dentist office right now, and I was kind of thinking about dental hygiene, but that's kind of still up in the air and don't really know yet.
Good.
That's what I was thinking about.
All right, you don't have to. How about you, Connor?
I'm going to go into the Coast Guard after high school.
Awesome.
And do rescue diving.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. You know, it's really impressive to see youth that have desires, have goals, that you want to be leaders in the community, and I think that's something that's, you know, I applaud you for doing that. Mm-hmm. And it was great having you shadow the student the council the other night. It gets a little hectic with that many people jammed in the seats, but it's something that I hope you guys picked up a little bit of, that we do govern effectively, we govern the best that we can. You know, it's not one of those things that we get paid a whole lot of money to do, but we do it basically because we enjoy the community we live in. Now, I know you have a few questions for me, and I'm happy to answer that. Then we'll get into a little bit about the retreat that we went to, the League of Cities conference, where you were able to attend, and some of the things that you picked up from there. So what questions maybe do you have?
I wanted to know what made you pursue local politics.
Local politics, it is by no means have I ever wanted to be a politician, okay, or do I ever consider myself a politician. When I moved back, I'm a native of Sholo. I grew up here. It's my life. I spent about 10 years in Utah. I did a lot of developing subdivisions, that type of thing, home builder. And when I came back, I saw that Sholo was going to be possibly having some growth. And so I wanted to share what I've worked with different communities up there. In our building, we worked with probably 10 or 12 different municipalities, so I had a pretty good understanding of what they were doing. And so some of the things that I wanted to see was the direction of Sholo and maybe improving some of our sidewalks, some of the things that we needed to do, and just to be able to have controlled growth, but I've always been pro-growth. So I ran for office, and then I got reelected, and then I was, kind of asked if maybe I'd throw my hat in the ringer to run for mayor, and I did that, and then I decided to do it again, and so I've been serving for about 13 and a half years on the council now. So I've enjoyed it, but by no means am I a politician, okay? Some of the people say that I am, but, I like to just be blunt, and I don't really speak too politically correct, okay?
One of my questions is, what's your favorite part about being mayor?
My favorite part is just knowing what's going on, being able to be involved in the community, some of the ideas, to be able to share some ideas, to maybe see the city grow in a direction that, being grown up here, lived here most of my life, some of the things that I've, wanted to see improved, we've worked on those things. But a lot of it is we just have a really good city manager, we have a really good city employees, and so really we aren't involved in the day-to-day, but we're kind of involved in the direction. And so I've enjoyed the council members, vice mayors that I've worked with over the years, past mayors, just rubbing shoulders with people. I've enjoyed being part of the League of Cities that we have, and so I'm able to know what's going on in other communities as well. So just being able to be up to speed on current events and things that are happening locally, I've enjoyed that in that way. So we went down to Tucson, and you guys got to attend a League of Cities conference there. You got to carry the flag in. You guys got to walk, and that's a great honor to be able to do that. What did you learn from that conference there?
Well, what really stood out to me was there's a part of the conference where me, Connor, and the two other students that went with us, we got to walk around and talk to other youth groups, what they did for community service and to better their school and to better their community. And I learned a lot of great ideas from that, one of them being the music project that one of them did. They recycled old MP3 players and iPods. They downloaded music on there from, I guess, the olden days, and they gave it to retirement homes for service, and they let some of the retirement people listen to their music, and they said they loved watching their faces light up and their responses, and so I'd love to do that.
That's neat. That's neat. Connor, how about you?
They had 3 guest speakers, and one of the guest speakers talked about he was in charge of college admissions at ASU, and he gave us a lot of advice on how to apply to college and what they're looking for in the essays. So I found that really helpful.
That's neat. How many did you merge? Any new friends or relations? Any people that you got to meet that you've maybe learned from your peers a little bit, other than this one group was doing things? But
there's one school in particular they did a lot with. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. They did a lot to help the teachers and to help the teachers feel more included in their school and stuff like that. I got to know some of the kids there. I got some of their numbers, and we talk about it sometimes and how we could possibly help our teachers, because I know that they're struggling with that, the teachers, a little bit.
That's great. Let's go back a little bit back home here. What are some of the things that you guys have learned just in your school years over the last, you being a senior, your last 4 years, you being 3 years there? What are some of the challenges that are facing our youth today?
Take it away, Connor.
I think one of the biggest challenges that we have right now is probably social media and constantly having that, positive. It's good having the positive influences that are on social media, but I think there's also like a lot of challenges having the kind of negative influences that are always there on social media. And so I think youth are having a problem kind of steering away from that and trying to just stay away from the negative influences.
It's interesting. One of the things that the teachers were challenged with, we're getting close to the baseball season playoffs and stuff. So I go back even to when I was in high school or junior high. It was these little things here. We'd have our transformer radio and would have had the earplugs that would try to listen to the baseball games during school. And that was kind of the challenges, let alone that you guys are getting text messages and phones and everything else during the day. What is the policy of the school? Are you allowed to have your phones on during class? What type of policies are in place there?
Well, the main policy is we don't allow cell phones in the class unless the teacher allows us to look up research or something like that, in which case there's usually laptops or something there for us to use, but they really would prefer, and the rule is that we don't use it during class.
Okay. And I think you're a very good point. Some of the things that we look back on, social media, it has to be responsible. It's like anything. It's a learning curve, but it's getting way out of control. And everybody has a voice, everybody has a platform, and there's too many things that just happen too quickly, and it's sad. It's sad that certain things are leaked out that should be held in confidence, and you have to be careful. Once you push send, it's never coming back. It will come back tenfold the other way. What's some other questions you have about myself as mayor or anything?
Well, let me unfold my notepad here because I had folded it up. Would you recommend running for mayor?
I always would. There's a lot of times I talk to people and say you need to get involved. You can either be silent and watch things happen, or you can be a person that goes out and tries to make things happen. And if you're involved, then I really think you have a say. But a lot of times we hear complaints from people, and you'll ask them to serve on a committee. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be part of this, but yet they want to be the first to complain. And really we have very little of that. A lot of times people think, does it take a lot of time? It does. You have to be committed to the position if you run for council or being mayor. There's a huge difference in the pressure from a councilman to being a mayor that I was kind of overwhelmed by the differences between the two. You kind of take on a more personal accountability for things that are happening. But I would recommend it to get involved. I'd recommend from whatever level and whatever level of commitment you want to have to be part of it. You don't have to become a politician, but you can just get involved. There's so many different things from committee to council, and I really think it would be great to see younger people start to, because our views are based upon the people who are serving on the council. And so if we have a broader spectrum, even what a woman brings to the council, ideas that they have versus older, younger, generation. One of the things that's what can the city do to help the youth? What can we do to help people your age? Are our activities boring? Are they fun-filled? Could they be better? And we just need that input. A lot of times we try to make decisions, but we don't have that much input. And the more input, even if you're not running or serving on council, still come to the council meetings and give input. Still come and share what you think about this idea or things that we're doing. So I encourage everybody to try to stay involved, to care about your community to that point. And both of you, I expect you to be both running for positions here in a few years. That's awesome. But thank you so much. It's great to have you on our show today. And I know one of your questions was, did I learn from that conference? Because I've gone to a lot of conferences, there's always one or two things I try to take back that we can implement here. Right now we have a big thing facing us, and that's the PRS. It's the police retirement. And it's costing our community millions of dollars to try to fund that properly. And so there were some good ideas that came from that conference, some of the things that we're working on. But I also have an opportunity of just talking to other mayors, seeing what's working in their community, what's not. And it's that feedback that I enjoy. And so, I just encourage you to stay involved, share what you can back with your peers, let them know that it was a positive experience, and you know, whatever you can do to continue to be great citizens, the great examples that you are right now. That's fantastic. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having
Kirsten,
us.
appreciate it. Connor, thank you. Thanks for joining us on Inside City Hall. And if you have any questions, give us a call. Other than that, just have a great day. Let's make it happen. Okay. Thanks, guys.